Blue Eagle kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
The voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on MindEd.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Hello. Okay na ba tayo?
I think so. Are we live?
Oo. Yes, we are live. Okay. Anong you? Haha. Sorry. Ano sabi Just? Okay. Anyway, welcome to MindEd, your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits. My name is Pat.
And this is B. I am just a letter.
Yes,
I
hi.
am still a letter. Oh my God, hello.
Mukhang pagod. Ano nangyayari sa'yo?
No, kasi I had a call before this one. And then hindi ko kasi nasabihan yung kasama ko. Ay, yung kausap ko na parang, heads up, I have to like rush to another thing. And then, oh my God, what's happening? And then, yeah. So yeah.
Okay
But
lang
yeah,
yun.
we're okay. We're here.
Okay.
We're here.
Yes. And so we're doing a totally new thing today,
Are we?
where we have not absolutely planned what we're going to do today. Now,
Actually,
I mean, we have like a vague direction of where we want to go and what we want to do in terms of like the segment, but we have absolutely no idea who our guest is. So we also have have absolutely no idea what this guest is going to say. So okay, there's something I want to confess to everybody who's listened to MindEd over the past years na tayo.
3?
Three.
This is our
Oh my
third. Baka
gosh.
this is our third year.
This is our third year.
Yeah.
And so I think over the last year or the last year and a half, we started this segment called Life Lessons from Strangers, where we were doing, we were taking calls from strangers and we would kind of interview them and pick their brains around what they think or what they thought their best like life lesson or what their best practice was in terms of navigating all of life in whatever principle or in whatever way was the best in their own experience. But the truth is, and so here comes the confession, the truth is there have been no strangers on this show. All of the guests have always been either B's friends or my friends or both. So
But wait, no, we had one. We had one that we didn't know who he was. Or baka it was just me was there and I did the strangers thing.
Maybe you. It was only B.
It was only me. Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. So for this segment, ako lang yung naging authentic.
Okay. Sige. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm very sorry.
Sige, magkaroon na lang isang episode. But wait. So okay, I cut you there.
No, it's okay.
You were saying, yes. I cut your confession, sayang you were having a moment there. Okay, back to the moment. Ayun na yun. Music.
I've not been authentic. It's never been a stranger when I was on doing the segment. It's been, sorry, lalagay ko na. First episode was my best friend. Second episode was Chai, my wife. Third episode was Vanya, who was accidentally not a stranger. My God, this person talaga. Vanya, if you're watching, I blame you.
Hi Vanya, we miss you.
Oo, hindi niya na-gets eh. Sabi niya kasi parang, hindi ko naiintindihan na dapat stranger pala, na anonymous pala dapat. Alam ko, papakilala ko sarili ko. Ay, naku siya. Okay lang. Friends naman
pero
tayo
in
lang.
Vanya's defense naman kasi, he was really trying to be true to the motto or the saying that she's all for authenticity. Tama, diba? If I remember it right. So I can't be authentic or I can't be, I can't promote authenticity if I am a stranger. Parang ganun. So I think that was the point. So, hi Vanya.
Sige, fine. Okay. I accept.
Anyway.
Okay, so before we get to our stranger, let's do our usual round of stuff. I think we have lots of kwento. Kamustahan? So B, it's been 2 weeks since we've had a live show. And our last live show was we had sila Les and Cholo and Maxine from the different RK shows.
And Cholo.
And yeah, I mentioned Cholo.
Oh, yeah.
But so yeah, how have you been in the past couple of weeks?
It was a roller coaster of emotions, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, I mean, maliban na lang sa mga nangyayari ganyan. But di naman nabago sa viewers ng Radyo Katipunan that we lost a dear friend from Hangad.
Yeah.
Eric Volante was really very close to our family, diba? Justin. So yeah, it was too soon, I would say. And nakikiramay po kami sa pamilya ni Eric. At syempre sa Hangad, mahal natin si Eric. That's why, whirlwind of emotions. Ganyan. So, anyways, aside from that, anong ginawa ko? Para ako biglang nagka-amnesia kasi. What happened? Oh, I did something not me. Me.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure if like people from work are watching, but I disabled the device management thing of the company dun sa mobile ko. So for me to be able to access my work email and the work chat that we have or the work, yeah. So I disabled it. So meaning if I'm not in front of my laptop wala akong
Hindi niya
marireceive
makita.
anything
Email.
work.
Nice.
Yep, unless you
Nice.
message me somewhere else. So,
Right.
but this is, I think, wala pang isang linggo. I disabled it. I disabled it around maybe late last week because I filed a leave, so parang ginawa ko siya, and then hindi ko pa siya nababalik.
Nice.
So let's see. Kung kaya ko, so far naman okay lang. So far, I mean, still adjusting, but can
Nice. Okay. And that must have been, I don't know, I'm assuming or anticipating positively that this has done wonders for the balance in your life.
Yeah.
Or are you on your laptop more often now than usual?
No, because I have a strict diba? I have a strict off-screen time.
Right.
Yun. So meron I have that on my calendar. Remember, I shared that before.
Yes.
Na I have
yes.
off-screen time now. So
Good.
Yeah. So ano na lang, kumbaga parang everything is manageable. Although, sorry, wala pa
Yeah.
sa work nakakaalam. Hi guys. Wala naman ata nanonood. But okay.
Secret
To the 17 viewers that are watching.
Sana ako dun. Okay lang.
And then this will be recorded and posted. All right.
Lilink ko sa mga kaibigan mo yun. Sa
Okay.
office mates.
Yeah. Thanks.
Joke lang.
I appreciate it. Anyway, over to you. I know you have more kwentos than me. How are you? How have you
Medyo
been?
So the past couple of weeks, the first week in the 2 weeks that have passed, it's been incredibly stressful.
Okay.
But not stressful because of work. Stressful from like a household perspective. Kasi
Okay.
nawalan kami ng internet. Not our fault. We pay our bills on time. Pero nawala kami ng internet. So I live in a condo, secret condo, and I think so. Will not mention or will not name names na lang to protect the integrity and the privacy of this provider. So they did some maintenance activities in our building, and so it was Monday, and usually Monday I don't have work naman. So parang I noticed the outage because I think we were watching Netflix or something. Can I say that? Yeah, I was watching Netflix. Oops. I was watching TV. I was watching TV, and bigla na nag-cut out. So tumawag ako sa company, sabi ko, uy, pansin namin walang net. Sabi na, oo, sir, may maintenance activities. But expect that your net will be back on by 6 p.m. So kami, yeah, I can do that. I can deal with like until 6 p.m. I think that's fine. And so bumalik naman siya.
Okay.
The next day, so this was my first week back. I know it's not naman. It's my second week back at work. So this would have been the first time that I was meeting with some of the clients since I had gone on leave. And so the next day, I had a few clients, and I also had a talk with a company, a travel/aviation company. Will not name names again. To do a training on how to handle the crisis in terms of what's happening with them and their employment situation.
Okay.
No spoilers there. And it so happened that at around, so the talk was at around 2 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and at around 12:15 or 12:50, wala na ulit kami ng net. So parang ako, so I did the training, the whole training on just data, which thank you for my subscription to unnamed mobile subscription. Okay naman siya. And after my training, I called again. Sabi nila, yeah, they did another maintenance activity, and when they reset the whole thing again, you and some other units yung nadali. So hindi na balik. So, parang ako, okay, kailan nyo ayusin? Sabi nila, ayusin nila, or they're going to come back Wednesday. Because this was Tuesday at this point. They were going to come back Wednesday, and they'll see if they can get it fixed. So Wednesday comes and I had clients again, and at this point I was saying, okay, now I have to like figure out how I'm going to do or how I'm going to work with my clients, and I found out a way to do that naman. So okay lang naman. But essentially, Wednesday passed. Wednesday had come and gone. Di pa rin ayos yung internet namin. Tumawag na ako ng Thursday. Sabi nila on Thursday na, sabi ko, my internet has been down for the past 4 days now. Can you send somebody over today to fix our individual like unit? Because maybe it's not a maintenance thing anymore. And they said, yeah, we can't do that because we will only open a job order today, which means that your job order will be serviced either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. So parang ako, nope, no can do. I have work, I have many clients, and so on and so forth. And sabi nila, so, and I was being nice about this because I have this whole principle around being nice to service people. Maybe I should call into life lessons and say that, that's the life lesson. Be nice to service people.
Mag-ano ka. Okay.
Pero sinasabihan ako ni Chay, you're too nice. You're being too nice. You have to demand the service. Blah, 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 blah. Parang like, we'll see. So eventually, wala. Bumalik sila. Duman sila Friday. Pero nawala ulit siya Saturday. And eventually, na-realize na we have to do some like actual hardware, electrical work because, some part of your building is also old and need to rewire some stuff. So parang like, okay. So that was the first week. Sorry, haba noon ako, no? Diba?
Okay.
Sorry, second week naman. So this past week that has come and gone has been the most relaxing naman. So my family, Chai's family and I, we went to Batangas. There's this place there. Will not name names na lang, but it's COVID free. It's they market themselves to be a COVID free or a COVID safe haven because absolutely no COVID. Like for you to be able to even get in and stay there, you need to get a rapid test. And if you get positive in your rapid test, they'll do an antigen test. If you get positive in your antigen test, they'll do a swab test talaga. And if you come out positive, you have to go home. So anybody who is there, anybody who is staying there is COVID negative.
Okay.
So if this was our first time in the last, I think, 8 months that we got to go around at like a huge like space or had safe space.
Yeah.
That we didn't have to wear a mask, we didn't have to wear a face shield. We got to eat out and all of that stuff. I got to jog. I have missed jogging and I'm so embarrassed because I used to jog or my usual pace, my average pace was like 6 minutes to a kilometer. And now it's like 9 to 10 minutes to a kilometer. So it's super embarrassing. I was able to go to like a spa or date. Sorry, I'm not flexing or anything. This was something that was just pure grace, and it made me really miss. I mean, I miss work also. I was able to see some clients while there, but it also made me realize that parang this is what the old world looked like, and I would recommend like for people if you can like go to an open space where you can physically and safely distance yourselves from other people. I recommend it. Absolutely recommend it. Like if you can go to a field or a park or wherever you can do it. I saw many people there also. Si Nadine Lustre was there. It was her birthday apparently and she was there. So I don't know. Maybe that's a spoiler. Okay. Basta, yeah. Yun.
Okay.
Yun
So,
lang.
ang tanong
Pero,
ko pala, Patrick, kamusta yung internet doon?
yun. Mas mabilis yung internet nila doon kaysa sa bahay na.
Nice.
Even when it was like normal, mas mabilis yung internet nila. So, okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super fun.
So, grabe eventful. Parang isang buwan kang nawala.
Oo, actually. Parang yun yung feeling ko. Nakakamiss. Sige nga. So anyway, sorry. Super long kwento. Super long tangent. But, okay lang yan. Kasi naka 2 weeks na tayo.
That's true.
Okay. So let's go to Our Stranger and let's make a kamustahan segment with Our Stranger now.
Before that, I think we have to re-explain what this thing is.
You wanna re-explain?
This is your concept. Okay, I'm
fine,
gonna
fine,
try
fine.
to... Okay,
Sige, sige. Iko-correct ko na
Wala
lang kung
daw
may
ba
mali.
mali? Sige. Oh no, I'm gonna be judged. Judged talaga. Okay, so it's a segment called... No, not segment. It's a special episode called Life Lessons from Strangers, wherein we invite maybe, or we get, or we have like strangers on air. We don't have any idea what they do, where they come from, and then we just ask them for their motto, right?
Yeah.
Or their very principle, and then we sort of like, I don't know, talk it from there. But the point is
Yeah.
that we can learn from each other,
Yes.
and we can hear like the stories of, I mean, to be able to relate to people that we do not know.
Yeah.
And over to you. That's all
No,
I
but
remember.
exactly, you've hit the nail on the head. Kasi
Okay.
the whole thrust of this segment, or this whole ano ba?
Episode special.
Episode framing, or episode like, basta way of going through an episode is
Mhm.
that you don't have to be like a special mental health expert to be on the show, or for you to have like good insight into what it means to have good mental health, or what it means to live your life. And so that's the whole thrust of this show, and I hope that the stranger is hearing this now, kasi di ko alam kung paano siya na-prep, kasi hindi tayo nag-prep. Pero that's the whole, that's definitely the whole gist of the show. And so let this be also an open invitation to anybody who's listening in now. If you feel like you want to guest, or you want to have a chat with us, and you want to share your insights with us also, feel free to. You don't have to message us individually, because then you will not be a stranger, but you can message
Radyo Katipunan.
Radyo Katipunan, the Facebook page of Radyo Katipunan, and just say, hey, I want to be a stranger. Lol. Actually, okay lang yun. I want to be a stranger, and so let me be on the show, and then they'll let us know. That'd be good. So okay.
Yep.
So Just, if you're there, can we get the stranger on air now with us?
Okay, but we don't know how to call the stranger.
So we will ask the stranger how we will call the stranger.
Okay. What usual spiel do we do?
My usual
Hello,
spiel.
stranger, are you there?
Hello, stranger. Ayan. Sige. Okay. Yan.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Secret.
Alright, so-
Hindi natin alam kung ano oras na daw dyan. Sige. Okay. So good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon, to
afternoon.
you.
Alright,
Sige.
so-
So, stranger, how would you like for us to refer to you? So yung caption mo sa Zoom is Super Sogbu. Yun ang ba gusto mo
Yeah.
tawag namin sa'yo?
Super so.
Yeah, you could call me that, or maybe pwede rin na you could call me Sog, Busog.
Busog.
Sog.
Gets.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow, ngayon mo lang na-gets. No, joke lang. Can we explain?
Okay lang ba?
I'm just kidding.
Sige, explain mo lang ng konti kung bakit. Or does
Yeah.
that spoil too much who you are?
I don't think so. Kasi
Sige.
I think it's something very generic. I mean, everyone
Okay.
can get Busog. But
Sige.
the main reason for me choosing this code name or alias is because
Mm.
that's what I feel right now. I really feel that I am very much busog with everything that's around me. I think, having me on the show is something, or I really look at it as a blessing. And
Wow.
yun yung main reason ko bakit pinili na busog.
Okay. Nilibre ka ba ni Justin ng pagkain kaya ka nabusog? De, joke na.
Parang baliktad.
Yan
Parang
ang
tayo
aabangan
ata yung
natin.
manlilibre.
Tayo ba? Okay. Pero si Just yung nag-invite. Pero sige, okay. Sige, SOG or SS or sige. So the first
Sure.
thing we always ask is what life lesson, if you can sum up your life lesson into one or two statements, what would your life lesson be? Like if there's anything that anybody who's listening in today should learn from and would
Yes. Oh no, here we are. Here we go again. Okay, I shall continue.
Hello.
Okay.
Yun would help set them up for the rest of their lives. What would that life lesson be?
All right. So, well, the life lesson I'd like to share today is that mindset matters.
Mindset matters.
Mindset matters.
Okay.
Mindset matters, yeah. So, of course, I won't be talking about, I won't be teaching mindset, but this is one thing that I've recently realized that could really affect the way we decide, the way we see things, and
Mhm.
yeah. So oftentimes we don't really think about this, but most of the time people forget that we always have a choice, and it is your mindset about these things, about your mindset about these things, about yourself, that help you make that choice.
Okay. Could you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more? So one of the ways that we kind of take this, I guess, segment is we try to explore where this comes from, and we definitely will go there. But I guess I'm curious as to in what context you mean mindset, that mindset matters. Is it that mindset matters in absolutely every single thing, and that you should have different mindsets towards different things, or is there a specific mindset that you should have for everything? What do you mean?
All right. So, well, for me, mindset is something that you don't actually think about it, because it is really affected by the things around you. For example,
Okay.
your beliefs. So, and not only your beliefs, because sometimes kapag let's say you're with your friends, and as they say, diba, you are the average of the five people you spend time with. So the people that you are with, the environment you're moving in, actually forms your mindset, your beliefs, your belief system, and this belief system can actually um, lead you towards the decisions you make in your life. So, for example, a lot of times we project what we want based on our limitations. So,
Okay.
just like right now, we could always think of, for example, this interview. I could always think of this interview as something that's super scary that I wouldn't do. That because as we all know, it's the first time I'm meeting you guys,
Is
and
it
of
though?
course the
Legend.
viewers. And yeah, but then again, because of everything that's been happening to me, because of this change in mindset that I had, because I discovered this quite recently. I decided that, all right, so I always have a choice.
Amen.
Most
to
of the
that.
time we get to limit ourselves because everyone around us feels limited. But the good news is we always have a choice. We can choose to be limited, or we can choose to be limitless.
Okay.
Nice.
So what I'm understanding is this is a perspective. You can always choose to see. So your example is that. Hello. Rinig
There,
niyo ba
you're
ako?
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
You can choose to see a certain experience, for example. So your example for today is being on the show, and you can choose to see it as a scary experience, which it can be, and for most of us, ako palagi ako takot pa rin. But you can choose to see it as a scary experience for sure, or you can choose to see it as a real nice opportunity to share your wisdom or to share your lessons with other people. So is that sort of like what you mean?
Yes, definitely.
That's
Amazing,
cool. I think
amazing.
it's also connected to the perspective that you have, like
Yeah.
mind setting and having the right kind of perspective, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So how else do you practice the mind setting? Okay, your one example is being in this show. Like every day, let's pretend that it's a regular Thursday for you.
Mm.
Mhm.
How do you do that
So walk us
mindset?
through your mindset as you enter or as you wake up from a day. Like tell us more particularly about your subjective or your own personal mindset when it comes to certain things. So walk us through.
All right. So, of course, when the day starts, the first thing that I'm doing right now is to be thankful of what I have. I become appreciative of everything that's around me. I mean, I could think of it as well, it's a new day, and yun yung gusto kong panindigan for that day. And then I do the things I usually do. So let's say, yeah, I go to work, I go to, and of course, when we go to work, no, syempre hindi mo maiwasan, there are a lot of stresses around you, no? So masistress ka doon sa katrabaho mong chismoso, chismosa, masistress ka doon sa mga clients that are, parang this day is their day and they want to stress na, okay, ako ang boss dito, etc. And of course, sometimes kailangan mo siyang harapin, but iisipin mo din kasi, ako personally, I think of, okay, saan kaya galing yon? Bakit kaya niya naiisip yon?
Mhm.
Is this something that I could relate to? And I think because of that thinking, I become more empathic.
Yep.
So mas naintindihan ko where that person's coming from, and therefore hindi ko siya sasalubungin ng galit din. And then when it comes to, for example, doing the paperwork, of course, syempre it's too tiring. I mean, lahat na nasa isip mo, let's say na-drain mo na, and then you don't know anything anymore. So I just take a short breather. I remind myself of the why I'm doing this. I remind myself of how this could help people, how this activity could impact the people around me in a positive way. Yun yung mainly takbo ng araw ko. And then, of course, when you go home, ayan, traffic. So, alam mo yun, you could always choose to be, yung nasa gilid. But then again, you could always think na, all right, maybe that person has something. Maybe may hinahabol siya. Maybe, that person is having an emergency. And then, that would relax me. So, relax na ako na, okay, sige, I'll go on my way. And that's it.
Ang galing. I actually like how you start your day with the mindset that this is a new day. There's something about that statement na nakikita mo rin throughout your day. Kasi like, okay, you're trying to put yourself in the perspective or the shoes of the other person who's maybe diba, affecting you with their not so positive vibe. So it's sort of like a parang ano din parang it's sort of a restart thing as well. Parang ganun I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Tama ba?
Yes.
Ako
I
naman,
actually
what I'm
think of
doing...
it,
Sige, sorry, ikaw muna.
well, I actually think of it because I also sing, and most of the things, well, singing kasi when you go to singing teachers, they always tell you that you always start with the breath. Yeah, so you always start with the breath, and because of this, so I just take a deep breath and then, all right, so this is what I'll think now. Yeah.
Okay.
We love breathing here, don't we?
Yes, absolutely. What I've noticed naman is that the mindset or the perspective, because perspectives and mindsets can be very, very subjective. But your perspective is mostly centered around your values. And what I've noticed, your values are based on the example that you've just mentioned. Our values around gratitude, for one, with when you talked about like the way you've gone through your whole day. Values around empathy, connecting with and trying to put yourself in the shoes of other people, and values around contribution when you're talking about how can I do this work in a way that it serves or benefits other people around me. And so the way I connect with this is that values is one of the biggest parts or one of the most important parts of not just positive psychology as a whole, or the psychology of like positive and of positive well-being, but also with the therapy that I do, acceptance and commitment therapy. And definitely, I think, and I agree. I absolutely agree with the whole principle around, having the mindset that is centered around what your values are. It's because it connects you with who you want to be. There's a lot of alignment between yourself, and the way you currently live your life and the way you want to live your life. And
Mm.
this is what thriving looks like, I think. I mean, you're a good
Yeah.
shining example of what thriving looks like. And I'm super happy to have met and to be speaking with you today, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What a speech, yeah. But I
Uh,
do have a question. Ako mahilig ako sa mga contradicting questions. So,
Sige, go.
um, okay, with the mind setting like thing or like a practice that you're doing, has it ever
Mhm.
failed you and
Ah.
made your day a bad day?
Mm,
Has
And
this
then what
ever
did you
failed
do?
me?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, as I told you, I've just recently discovered this, and since the start of the pandemic, no, so around March, and yan. So nung March, medyo okay pa tayo. We were living the usual thing, but I didn't have that mindset. At that point, ang perspective ko was, all right, this is just another day. I'm just gonna do the same usual things that I'm gonna do, and I'm going to go home. I'm going to, maybe watch a few series on TV,
Okay.
or all right, or maybe I could play some songs. I also play the piano, by the way, so I also play
ah.
some songs or play some video consoles, and that would be my day. But then as the pandemic went on,
Mm.
parang mas na-realize ko na, parang ano, ganito na lang ba to? Lagi na lang bang ganito? Lagi bang napaka-stressful. Parang every time I open this particular social networking site, every time I open it, lagi na lang, negative things. I mean, lagi na lang may nagrereklamo, and then,
Right.
Mm.
people fight about the smallest things, and to the point na parang ayoko nang buksan, ayoko nang tignan, ganyan.
Right.
Mm.
And then I got myself involved in a group that actually, not actually, they don't actually teach mindset, but they had this parang accountability group where you go to, you have this particular night where you go online, and you like this, you talk
Okay.
about
Yeah.
what's happening with your life, and ganyan. And doon ko natutunan na, okay, pwede palang tignan ang mga bagay sa ibang paraan. Pwede ko pala siyang tignan from a perspective of abundance. Pwede ko pala siyang tignan from a perspective of something that could benefit other people.
Yeah.
Yun.
Okay. So that was going to be one of my questions, actually. Like, where did
My
this come
God.
from? Diba? Kasi usually when um when you come upon like major or significant life lessons, it's
Mm.
either it's because it's something that's been ingrained into you by your parents, for example, growing up, or like you said, friend groups, or people that you've been around, for most of your life. But sometimes it's the reverse. It's because it's the life lesson is a counter to a
Mm-hmm.
really difficult or traumatic experience. Like,
Experience, yeah.
for example, I don't want to get too deep here, but for example, my life lesson as a father is to always be around or to always show up. And that's because my dad wasn't the same way. So yun yung counter. And so you're saying that this is, in some way, it's a counter because the way you used to be living your life, in the beginning of the pandemic was quite different. And then you just kind of, fit into this group of people,
Mm.
um, that kind of just showed you or exposed you to this new way of seeing and looking at things, and you've seen, and in your own practice of it, it's just
Mm.
benefited you. Ganun ba?
Yes, very much. But I can't say na, that I do this really every day. I mean, there
Mm.
Mm.
are there are still a lot of days where, ito na naman siya, ganun na. Ayan. So,
Yan ang
meron pa
sinasabi
din
ko, the
ganun.
bad days. The
Right.
bad days, because we have
Ah,
those. Oo.
Okay.
But yeah, oo. Okay. I'm curious though. Before the mind setting thing, ano yung life lesson mo? Sorry, it's
Oo
just
nga.
so off
Ano
topic,
yung
but I'm
prinsipyo mo
curious.
kung hindi yung mindset before?
Oo.
Well, that's a very good question. I haven't
Ah.
really thought of it then. Ang what I know before was there was one thing I really wanted. I wasn't achieving it at that time, pero
Mhm.
I really one thing that I wanted ever since I was in high school. So obviously hindi ako high school right now, but when I was in high school, I wanted to my dream is to inspire people. I don't know
Okay.
how, I don't know what I could do
Oh,
to do it, but I had that dream. And
Mhm.
yeah.
as much as possible, I would try my best to to na sa buhay yon. Kasi yun ang sabi ko eh. So sabi ko gusto kong mag-inspire ng people. How do I inspire people? I want to share me, share myself. Yun siya.
Okay.
So for those who actually know me, talagang of course I won't be revealing who I am and who they are,
Oh,
but
okay lang.
Curious now.
I'm actually a a group person. I mean, I love
Yeah.
being
Okay.
in groups
Mm-hmm.
because being in groups just make me, mas doon ko na-experience yung sharing kasi I
Mm-hmm.
get to
Yeah.
experience how they view things, how they work with things, and yun. So parang gustong-gusto ko lagi na may natututunan, gusto ko lagi na may ganyan. And because I can learn these things, I can therefore
Mm-hmm.
share it to people
Mhm.
eventually na makikilala ko.
Mhm.
And thankfully, yun naman, medyo naging helpful naman doon. Kaya ako actually na-meet yung group na isa na may
Mhm.
accountability group. Ganyan.
Nice. Okay.
That's so nice. Ang galing, no? Kasi it's still there. What you said, Patrick, kanina, gratitude pa rin. It's still there.
Mm.
It's actually nice.
Now I
Okay, we
yeah.
have two lessons from
Oo.
from Super Sogbu.
Ah. Ano yung sige, pa-summarize yan.
Yun nga, di ba? Number one is mindset. The
Mindset.
importance of mind setting. And then
Yeah.
number two is that ano ba, inspiration to inspire people.
Yeah.
At that willingness to inspire people. Ito naman, pinapasummarize mo sa akin. Why?
Di pa tayo
Ay,
tapos, by
grabe
the
ka
way.
naman.
Oo.
Okay, sige. But
So,
yeah, okay.
yeah, ako naman parang ang naiintindihan ko or what I'm also gathering here is that there's also a sense of openness here. Parang
Mm.
it's not just to have a there is no wrong or right mindset, but rather there are mindsets that work for you. And for your
Mm.
personal experience, it works for you to be open. You were mentioning that you're a group person because not only because you want to inspire people, but also because you want to learn.
Mm.
And so there's a lot of benefit, at least in your life, to being open. There's a lot of benefit to seeing things from the point of view of another person and from the point of view of contributing. And uh, I'm not knocking on anybody else's values, but I think that those values, especially when you think about relationships and when you think about
Mm.
the social nature of our existence,
Mm-hmm.
those are great values to have. It creates or it breeds a more harmonious or um, sige, yun na lang yung word, harmonious na lang. It breeds a more harmonious environment, like social environment, and it's
Uh.
it's great. I don't know. Ikaw ba? Have there been any situations where that hasn't worked at all though? So siguro similar to like what Bian was asking kanina.
Mm.
As there are, again, sorry, yung
Has
question.
there have there been any situations where the mindset of openness and empathy and contribution have
Mm.
not worked? So for example,
Sige.
um, have you ever tried to like get into a group or like be in a group and they were just so not receptive to um you being
You're trying to
open
achieve.
and you
Mm.
and yeah and like we don't want to be inspired by you. Ewan ko kung meron man ganon, pero yeah, meron bang ganon?
Na
All right.
nangyari.
Siguro to answer that question, I would go back to my high school days again. I won't, hindi kasi ako group person then.
Okay.
I mean, I love being in groups, but
Mm,
I was scared of being in groups. I was scared
mm,
of of the people. Kasi parang feeling ko lagi akong ginajudge. Parang, ay,
Yeah.
sino ba to? Salita ng salita. Ay, ano ba to? Ano bang sinashare niya? Ano ba yan? And laging ganon. And because of that, parang for a time talagang I was really afraid na, okay, mag-open up ba ako? And that's also the reason why I think sobrang konti, I mean, I think it's a good thing as well. Pero sobrang konti ng friends ko before. I mean, talaga
Mhm.
mabibilang mo siya sa kamay. The whole of high school. Mabibilang mo sila sa kamay. And I think that's not a bad thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yun, parang ngayon kasi mas open na nga ako to a lot of people. Even, ayan, so for example, I'm sharing these sa inyo. I've only
Mm.
met you today.
Pero anonymous
and
ka eh.
and a lot of things that I'm sharing today, I haven't really shared in to people. And this is
Mm.
the largest audience that I've had. I mean, I have no idea how many people are gonna watch this, are listening. I have no idea,
Mhm.
but uh, I think this is also a way for me to tell people that it's all right. You know, you can actually go out of that shell, and
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Okay, let's go back to your high school days. Kidding. Because
Naging
you've been
ganun,
mentioning high
naging
school.
processing na, no? Di ba? Oo.
But
No, but
yeah, yeah.
let this be, I guess, so let this be a testimony to, or an encouragement for people to really like join in. Thank you, Sogbu,
Super
tol,
soulful.
Super Sogbu, for being like the prime example of what it means to be on this
Mm.
show. Kasi yun talaga eh, like dati we used to be curating this. We used to be asking people na parang, hey,
Not naman
before you
super
come on.
curating. Grabe naman
Oh, okay. So
siya.
hindi naman. Pero like, I just
Oo.
want like really prepping people na, okay, what are you gonna say? We are going to
Mm.
be asking you these questions.
Mm.
So maybe prepare for those things. Pero
Mhm.
like today
Mhm.
is, ewan ko, di ka namin pinrep eh. Di ba?
Hindi nga. De, si Just
Sabi ni Jess,
nag-prep
oh,
eh.
saya ba?
Oo.
Oo, masaya.
Pero kasi, before, I think it was always you prepping the
Yes,
strangers.
actually. Yeah.
And they're always strangers to me, except for Vanya.
Right.
Diba?
Chai's not a stranger to you. Ito ba?
Oo
Actually, wala
naman,
ka
hindi.
nun
Pero
eh. Oo.
wala ako noon. Yeah.
Oo.
So technically stranger siya. But of course, Chai is not a stranger. Hi, Chai.
Oo.
Okay, yeah. Sige. So, okay. That's nice. But I wanted to assure Super Sogbu na number one na-achieve niya yung first, diba, goal niya to
Mm.
inspire people because I am
Amen.
actually inspired now
Mm.
to have the right mindset. Oh, naituhog
Oo.
ko. To continue, like to live another day with gratitude and harmony and yeah, the willingness to inspire. Actually, maganda yun eh, Patrick. Like, it's so I would say type 2 na
So,
oh, diba, na parang for you, you want to inspire people kasi we're going to inspire people. Ang magbe-benefit doon is the other people, not really
yeah,
you,
not us.
right? So
Right.
it's so type 2.
Mm.
Mag-enneagram ka pagkatapos ito,
Oo.
ha?
Oo. Sendan ka ni Bian ng link.
Oo.
Oo. Oo. But yeah,
But yes.
are there any not non-final words as if never gonna makakapagsalita in front of you? I hope this platform becomes like a jumping off point for you for inspiring more people.
Mm.
But yeah, is there any other like words of wisdom that you want to share with our listeners, with our viewers, um, before we wrap up and before we go?
All right. I haven't really thought of that, but siguro
Ah,
ang maisip ko na lang is is for people to go out there, experience the world with open eyes,
Mm.
with open minds, because
mm,
everything is a discovery that is
yeah,
worth
Mm.
discovering.
yeah, yeah. Sobrang totoo. I feel like kasi a lot of people kind of just go through their lives in sort of like an autopilot mode or
Mhm.
in blinders, and similar to how when horses race, they have these things na nakaganon and they're just so narrowly focused on things that they don't have the opportunity to kind of broaden or even remove the blinders and take in everything, the wonder of the world, I guess, that there
Mhm.
is to appreciate. And I'm glad that there's a person like you who has, I guess it gives evidence to the fact that I don't know. Have you had experience of therapy? Did you learn this from therapy? Or hindi naman siguro. But there are people who thrive in the world who, but it's not because they've thrived since the
Mhm.
beginning of time. It's just that this is something that they've learned, and people can learn, and
Mhm.
people have something to share, and that's what the whole
Mhm.
heart of this this segment or this format. Maybe that's what it is. It's a format
It's an
of,
episode, Padre. It's a special episode.
but we've done this like 4 times.
But it's still special because we don't do this every
A
month or every
lot.
so
Okay,
often or
fair
a lot.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair
Mm.
enough. Okay, sige. Yun lang.
Yay!
Yun
Wait,
lang.
wait, wait. Let's go over to the comment section first because we haven't
Sige nga.
still said thank you
Oo
to
nga.
the people who are watching. And dami na. Okay, Miss Jen, hi. Oh, Lenny is here. Kasama ko siya sa SFC.
Akala ko si
Hello
Vice.
from AJ. Hey, we miss AJ. Miss Jen, magpakita ka with
Yes.
AJ soon.
Hi,
Um,
Les.
Cholo is
Sabi ni
here.
Jello, hi Ate B.
Hey, Kuya Jello. Hey,
Sabi ni
Shaw.
Shori, hi Cho.
Shaw is also hangad.
Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Shaw.
Um, and again, we'd like to thank our special guest,
Mm-hmm.
Super Sogbu. Ay, nakalagay kasi dun sa caption ng video, Sogbusog. So, whatever. Yun na lang. Or basta stranger. You're not as strange to us anymore after having spoken with you. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
your wisdom. So
Yes,
again,
thank
just to
you.
recap, it's mindset matters, and with regard to like mindset, it's about having the mindset that works best for you. And in
Mm-hmm.
this case, it's about openness, empathy, and contribution, and also trying to serve as positive inspirations to people around you. So thank you. Those are definitely words to live by. So
Yay.
Thank you as well for
Thank
having
thank
me. I
you.
you.
mean, I
Yeah.
didn't
Yes.
really know what would happen the whole time. I mean,
I for
Sasabunin
one,
ka
I
pala
enjoy this
namin.
episode.
Oo naman. Oo naman. Meron bang episode na hindi mo na-enjoy, B?
Hmm. Of course, wala.
Oo naman.
Oo naman. All right. So
All
thank
right.
you again,
B,
Super
final
Sogbu.
words
Final words?
before we end. Reminders.
Reminders. Okay, I'm gonna pick up our favorite word, and sinabi rin yan kanina ng guest natin eh. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe.
Amen.
People, breathing is
Amen.
important. Yeah.
Uh,
How about you?
Alrighty. This has been mine. Joke lang. Oo nga pala. Meron tayong concert. B, can you tell us more about the
Yes.
concert?
Oh, nga pala. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have a concert that's produced by Jesuit Communications. It's a Marian concert, and it is in honor of Mary because October is the month of the Rosary.
Amen.
So we have, of course, our usual friends from the Jesuit Music Ministry and friends because we have like other guests from outside the
Mhm.
family, and then this will be streamed on the Facebook pages of Radyo Katipunan, of course here, and then Jesuit Communications,
Mm,
ano pa ba? And then yeah, and other social media partners because we have like thank you technology, we have this cross posting thing.
nice.
Okay, so it's gonna be streamed on Saturday. We'll
This
start
Saturday, the
with this
24th.
Saturday, the
Yeah.
24th. And of course, since it's the month of the Rosary, we're going to start with praying the Rosary. Of
Yeah.
course, yeah. So it's going to be at 7:30, and then segue na tuhog na yung yung Marian concert natin. So again, that is Inay. And
Mhm.
then for the list of artists and special guests, just head over to the Facebook page of Radyo Katipunan and Cheshire Communications. It's gonna be
Mhm.
exciting. I'm really excited for them to watch what we have prepared, and because it's not gonna be just songs and music and
Yeah.
prayers. We have three special ano ba, sharers. Yeah,
Hmm.
who will share not just read devotion and basically it's like a living rosary rin eh. Oh, di ba? Sorry, did I spoil
Mm.
ka na yung concept eh, but it's sort of like a living rosary
Nako, yung concept na pala.
where concept, di ba? But so essentially we will hear a lot of stories then towards
Yeah,
Our Lady, and of course yeah, and then yeah, meron tayong special guests.
nice.
So I hope you guys could tune in
Yeah,
on Saturday, October 24th, 7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Ako personal plug. So
Sige,
I'm the first ever, sorry, ba't ko ginagawa to dito? Pero sige, okay lang.
sige
The
lang.
first ever Feast Conference will be happening next month from November 20 to the 22nd. It will be happening purely online. And it's the first time we'll ever have a conference that is accessible to everybody around the world live. So I will be doing a special talk. It's an on-demand session. So how the conference works is, throughout the conference days,
Mhm.
you have live sessions that are scheduled, but also at the same time you have access to on-demand sessions. So I will be doing an
Mhm.
on-demand session entitled "How Are You?" A guide on self-awareness and
Mhm.
mental health. It's a 45-minute session, so I invite people to really like lean in and listen in to all of the live sessions from speakers like Brother Bo Sanchez and
Mhm.
Brother Arun Gogna and many different people from the feast. And also we have international speakers, but we also have very, very nice on-demand sessions on health and finance and leadership development and creatives and all of that stuff. So FeastCon, guys, 2020
Okay.
in the beginning.
Do you have a Facebook page where they can like check all the details? We can, di ba? We can plug it.
Meron. May share ako, teka. Lalagay ko. Kailangan ko lang hanapin. Ang galing ko, ano.
Yes,
Ah,
nag-plug tayo. Okay.
ang galing ko mag-plug. Hindi ko alam kung nasaan siya. Wait lang. There's a Facebook page. I think it's called, shucks na may mental block ako.
Oh, where is the announcement though? What they can
Wait lang.
can they search?
It's they can search Feast Conference. So the website is www.feastconference.com. Okay, so that's our website, and the Facebook page of the Kerygma family or the feast itself also hosts that. But the website is www.feastconference.com. Yun lang.
Cool. Okay, more details there. Thank you.
More
Thank
details
you.
there.
All right.
Okay. This has
Again,
been
thank you,
MindEd.
Super Sogbu. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Thank you, Joss. Also, thank you, Super
Thank you,
Sogbu. This has
Patrick.
been MindEd. Thank you, B. This has been MindEd, your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits. My name is Pat.
And I am V. I am still a letter. We'll see you next week.
Bye!
Okay, the spirit fingers are back. Bye!
Sana nagjo-join ka sa amin, Sogbusog.
sa spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers.
Ay, hindi pa pala tapos.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on MindEd.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan, the voice of the Blue Eagle.
Sun